Yeah, I think after the first inning we settled in a little bit, and Seth was settled in from the first pitch and gave us a super start and then actually a super finish. Our bats woke up a little bit, and we certainly swung the ball exceptionally well. I was very happy with swinging the bat against everybody that they kept bringing in. It's not that just one guy would settle us down. We were able to swing the bats against each pitcher that came in, which shows that your hitters are, pretty much sticking with what they know they can do and executing. So I give it tremendous credit. I'm not sure we've scored 11 runs our last 3 World Series games combined, so that's pretty good.
Seth, you had an outstanding game today with 11 strikeouts. What was working for you up there?
To be honest with you, some of my off-speed pitches early in the game, it took me a little while to get used to throwing them. I was just mainly going fastball, 2-seam sinker, and just letting the ball work. I wasn't trying to overpower anybody, just hit my spots, and let my defense work behind me.
Conrad, what were you seeing from their pitcher early on? What was your strategy? You opened up with 3 hits. So what was going right for you?
Definitely jumping on the fastball the first 2 at-bats. Getting myself in a count where I was ahead with the second at-bat, and just staying on the fastball and just putting the ball in play.
Well, Coach, you've now won 5 opening games in a row. Talk about what winning the first game means to the team.
It means you're in the final 6. That's about it. It's big. You had a layoff after a regional. Every team had an emotional regional, and they win, you celebrate, and then you go through a 4 or 5 day little bit of lull. Now you got to get back into it. So, winning, dinner tastes a little bit better. We played good, and I give Seth a lot of credit because things early on, we were kind of on the heels a little bit defensively. Gave them a little bit of opportunity, and sometimes teams might take advantage of that. And they threw a pretty good left-handed pitcher at us, and we seemed to do pretty good against lefties. But he got locked in pretty good and was locating very well and had pretty much location where he wanted it, which says a lot because he missed a month of the season, so that's pretty special.
Seth, anything different about the fact that you were asked to be the first pitcher in the SUNYAC tournament and the regionals? You were number 2. Did that change anything for you at all?
Not at all. Baseball is a team sport. When you get called upon, you got to go out there and perform at any time. I don't think, it made a difference whether I was throwing the first game, second game, or whatever. The team's got a goal, as an end result. So, I just did everything I could to, help my team.
Conrad, do you feel any difference about the fact this year driving out instead of flying out? Was there any mental change because of the approach on the travel this year?
I don't think so. I really think that it was actually more of a team bonding experience this year too, because we got to stop at a few other places, get together with the guys, mess around. Being on the bus with this team is always a lot of fun because everyone's messing around. We're like a family, so flying would have been maybe easier, but we made the best of it. We had some fun.
We've bussed a lot this year, so we feel like we're one with the bus.
So this was your first World Series appearance, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was it like for you?
A lot of people always try and say, it's just another game. Inside in my head, I think, wow, it's a World Series. What I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. But just trying to keep my composure and do the best that I could for my team. That was my main goal today.
What did you think of the atmosphere?
It was a great atmosphere. It's always fun to play in front of a crowd, obviously. So, like I said, just try to do the best I could for everybody.
It was a difficult decision to decide who to start. We have faith in 4, maybe 5 starters. We debated it. Part of it was a little bit of a scouting report we felt we had. We go matchups. It's not always just roll this kid out because he's, quote, your number 1. These kids don't feel that anybody's the number 1. When you start identifying people as number 1, and what happens if that number 1 gets hit, then no one else can pitch. So it's really about a staff, and that's what it's been about. Turner Perry hasn't thrown in a game in 4.5 weeks. And he came into a World Series game and struck 5 guys out at the end there. And I'm very proud of him, and I think Seth pitched good, but that young man came in not having pitched in about 4 to 5 weeks and pitched very good. very pleased with him. He's a big part of our future.